Hello, everyone. It's Ken Scott's back, Senior U.S. Immigration Law Intelligence Analyst with www.usentrywaiverservices.com. And we resolve all USA border crossing issues. And if you want to reach us, we're at 888 or 1-888-908-3841 or 604-332-9213. Now we have 6 locations globally, 3 in BC, 1 in London, England, 1 in Estonia, and 1 in Washington State. But that's going to grow again, probably back to the 8 locations because we got 2 more in sight, and those are coming along fine. But again, we like to resolve the complex border crossing issues. And anyway, so this video is dedicated to an individual who wrote in online asking a question about, I guess we could say, being caught at the border with certain items in your vehicle that are not in your best interest. In this particular person's case, let's just call it, let's just say marijuana pills. Let's just leave it at that. Anyway, so I told the individual I'd make a video just to explain what's going on. The main reason why I want to make this is because I'm just thinking, this individual reminded me of someone who recently got screwed by a discount waiver company, and I don't want this individual getting screwed again. Now, it's irregardless whether he uses us or not, but I don't want this individual getting screwed. And I can already see the groundwork where one discount waiver company that has little to no knowledge of what they're doing, they're trying to suck his money out of him, which is not a good thing. But anyway, so let's get right into this. Now, when you cross the border, when a non-US citizen crosses the border, let's not talk about green cards, let's just say Canadian crosses the border, you are subject to an admissibility test, so to speak. I'm going to try to keep it in simple terms for you guys. Basically, they're going to screen you to see if you're admissible to enter the USA. There's many things they will do. So let me just skip right to the juicy part, so to speak. One of the things they will screen for is drug use and criminality. Now, what they try to do at times is what they like to, have you guys do sworn statements. Now, these sworn statements are never in your favor. Now, let me repeat myself to you. These sworn statements are never in your favor. They're always used against you. The one thing you guys don't realize is that these sworn statements are all voluntary. They're not mandatory, they're voluntary. So you guys voluntarily give these guards the info they use against you. So people say, well, Ken, I was scared because the guard said I had to talk. Well, the guard can say what he wants, but these statements are all voluntary. If you guys fall prey to it, I mean, I'm not going to beat you up over it, but when I tell you in person, at the Surrey office, or Surrey BC office, that it's voluntary, and I get the deer in the headlight look, you guys cannot say you were never informed previously. All right, so let's jump right into this one. This individual crossed the border, and we'll go down page by page. Okay, so this was at Pack Highway 2019. And right here it says, are you willing to answer my questions at this time? It's either yes or no. This individual decided to say, I understand, which makes no sense, but whatever, that's fine. Do you swear or affirm that all the statements you are about to make are true and complete? I swear. You guys got to be careful of this right here, because when you swear, you get caught making a false statement, you really, really can have a bad day. And I'm not just talking about being denied entry. You could make it much worse, and I'll leave it at that for now. They ask you to go by any other names, that's fine. Date of birth, that's fine. Country of citizenship, that's fine. Where were you born? Vancouver, yada, yada. So let's skip down to the juicy parts. This guy was set up from the beginning by the guards. This question, I mean, this is not really as related to drugs per se, but this goes to state of mind. So this case, they're asking him, do you ever purchase firearms, parts, yada, yada, and bring them back to Canada? Yes, I do. Which I don't know how to be answering that question, but whatever. Have you ever used narcotics or drugs of any type? This is the start of the kiss of death. Yes. His ship is already sinking. Essentially, he's the Titanic. When was the last time you used marijuana? 3 days ago. Just imagine the Titanic going down slowly, slowly. People running to the lifeboats. This is this gentleman. How often do you use marijuana? Every couple of days. How long have you been using marijuana? Since 16. Remember, the Titanic's going down slowly. And then half the lifeboats, I guess they cannot launch or whatever. Anyway, that's the movie. Growing marijuana, okay, that's good, that's good. Last time you used ecstasy, 6 months ago. You guys can look through these questions at your leisure, you know. Don't wait for me. Last time you used it, what's the last time you used cocaine? 2 weeks ago. What age, yada, yada, yada. Oh, this one right here. When was the last time you used methamphetamine? I was prescribed it maybe 2 months ago. Why were you prescribed this? ADD. Let me stop right here. This is the U.S. Immigration Nationality Act. This is a section for inadmissible aliens. By the way, guys, this is not the only area that they use. This is just one area. And I'm somewhat purposely being vague because the discount waiver companies, places like Batman Pardons Waiver Experts and all that nonsense, they constantly search these videos to try to gain knowledge in order to, I guess, sell services. They've not had the special training that we've had. I mean, my guys worked for the American system. I worked for the system previously. So for us, we know how it works from the inside out. They're just form fillers. I mean, chimpanzee can do the same thing, probably better, you know, much better, but I'll leave that alone for the moment. There are many areas of inadmissibility. One of the bigger areas are health-related grounds. That's not just if you have like a cold or flu. If they think you have a physical or mental disorder and behavior associated with the disorder that may pose or has posed a threat to the property, safety, or welfare of the alien or others, that goes right to there. Or who's determined in accordance with yada, 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 to be a drug abuser or addict. Now, if you guys have any analytical skills, you can see that they've got this individual in this area, hands down. But it gets worse. Now let's go down here some more. What they're also doing in the sworn statements, they're putting this verbiage in here about the actual statutes. And I'll tell you guys why this is. And I don't know if it's something to be proud of or something to like bow my head in shame. A lot of these we used to get turned around in the past because when they did sworn statements before 2012, they would not include this verbiage. And because we beat so many of these, because this verbiage was not there, suddenly around 2013, 2014 is when this changed. They started adding this. So it's basically because we won too many cases and they were not happy, so to speak. So yeah, go ahead and blame us. It's, you know, we're the fault for this. So then we go down here. About the statements, about the statutes, yada, yada. Do you understand this? Yes, I've never done that. Yeah, see, what stuff he's saying here, just some of it just doesn't make any sense. So now what they also have done is they've also placed him under the criminal and related grounds. So criminal convictions, yada, yada, exceptions, yada, yada. One of the things that they tried, but they did not work was they tried to put him under this category, a controlled substance trafficker, based upon some of the questions up here asked. But luckily, he didn't fall prey to that. It's kind of like if you, so you got a friend by the name of John Smith. You sell him a $20 bag of, or some sniff, and then John gives you a cheeseburger. You are basically a trafficker because you sold a $20 bag of, or some, for a cheeseburger. I mean, he loves it, but not great for you. So let's see here. Yeah, this is all the same things, all part of the statutes. Now, you guys, remember when I said these statements are all voluntary? It's interesting on this one. Look at the last question. were you coerced or forced to answer any of these questions? Gentleman said no. So even if the gentleman said that he was forced, it says right here, the question was posed to you and you said no. So all this stuff was voluntary. Now, all the other parts up here, there are other pages we did not put in here because we felt there's no reason. So now the thing is with these cases are tricky to clear. And I'm here to tell you, if you guys cheap out and hire Batman's Pardons and Waivers Experts and all that other nonsense, and you get bent over the table by Bubba, there's only one person who's at fault, and it's not Bubba. It's the person looking back in the mirror, because these cases are very, very, very tricky. They have to be prepared and presented a certain type of way. This is where the discount waiver companies are screwed, because they don't know how to properly present these cases. And if these cases are done incorrectly and you get denied, well, this case is a lot harder to clear. It's hard now as it is, but we know how to get around this because we deal with this. But beyond that, it's very, very difficult to clear. And I think one of the things I want to show you guys is this. I'm going to show you our homepage. Hopefully this works. Yep, okay, here we go. Okay, guys, this is us. This is our site. And I didn't plan on introducing this, but I want you guys to kind of get an idea. So this is our homepage here. We give you a quote if you ring us. We have our own special forum. Well, actually, we have two forums that matter. Where it's like an online forum when you write in and ask questions. This is just one of two. And we have an internet talk radio show. It's us there, beautiful Vancouver. And we analyze your border crossing problem and turn it into a solution, which is true. But you guys need to see our specialty areas. See, we specialize in less complex cases, and we have training seminars on it. Stuff like disorderly conduct, fraud, impersonation, theft, yada, yada. And we have the serious complex category: robbery, assaulting police, child molestation, cross-border drug smuggling, death threats, drive-by shooting, forcible rape, and something else here: home invasions, money laundering, and more. This one is for our September letters, which is basically the lifetime clearances that we can do for you if you qualify. The one down here for PPT, so we have a special service for people that have had trafficking. Again, these cases have to be prepared a certain kind of way, and if they're not, you will get denied. Now, mind you, we have a 99% success rate, so we very, very rarely lose. So if you were a former collector, a former dealer, a former enforcer, or a former farmer, this is your category. And I'll skip this one for the moment. And this one, if you went to the border and told them well, we can fix that too. Or if they found like items in your car that is not in your best interest. I'll save this one for last. And if you got a 5-year ban, whatever, we can turn that around too, the lifetime ban, another seminar. And these are just pardons, record suspensions. And honestly, guys, Canadian pardons are a waste of time and money. Now, let me repeat that. Canadian pardons are a waste of time and money, unless you need it to get citizenship, unless you need it for like sports coaching or get employment. If it's any of these other three categories, not any of the three, it is a waste of money. The discount waiver companies, they're going to just suck your money from you, just like, you know, as if they were a $5 hoe, you know, garden tool, and you guys, you get denied. Well, you know what? You're the one that threw money away. So we had a gentleman that went to a discount waiver company for pardon. They did nothing. Then they contacted him a few years later because he was late paying the bill. And they told him to come in to pay. Well, he came in to pay. But then when he paid, he said, where's the pardon? They said, well, now you got to pay to get it restarted. So he told me, and I said, well, why did you even get a pardon in the beginning? It does nothing for you. And why did you pay for a pardon if they did nothing for you? He said, I don't know. So what do you mean you don't know? He said, well, I don't know. Well, why did you pay it? Because they told me to. But if they did nothing for you and you were gone, why would you go back there? Well, they told me to come back, but they did nothing for you. I know. But they told you to pay. I know. Why'd you pay? Because they told me to. It sounds like a comedy skit, but after a while, I just had to get hit a shake. So I say, okay, let's skip this topic. Anyway, oh, this area here. Oh, got more here. This is what you want, like an investor visa, start up a U.S. company, which we've talked about this in our visa section. My guys have just had visa training, so this is an area we're going to start pushing. Oh my, forgot all the areas we had. This one is going to be not right now. That's going to be maybe another year. This one, if you've been cheated by a discount waiver company, this is, it is what it is, what you get. And you guys have known me long enough to know how I feel about these companies, because these companies bend you over. Then you come to us, we can turn it around, but we're going to charge you much more than what you paid. So that $600 you think you may have paid saving, you screwed yourself, and you did not even get dinner. If you had alien smuggling offense, that's another area of specialty. How many do we have here? Okay. Misrepresentation. This ties into the 5-year ban, but this also could tie into other areas like, oh, I almost said something that I probably should not. I was going to quote a case, but I think I won't quote that case because that case is still fresh. So I'll leave it at that. This is if you overstayed in the US, yada, yada. So, and by the way, guys, if you overstay in the US 1 year or more, technically it's a 10-year ban. What they used to do is if you were not issued an I-94, you're Canadian, there was actually a way to argue that you did not overstay. We could have gotten around that. But they've changed that since, I'd say, maybe a year or two ago. I looked in the manual, it's changed. So we use various manuals anyway in order, the work that we do. I'll show you guys some here in a moment. This one, ties and equities to the USA. This if the USA, if they think you're going to move there and you're not. And at the bottom here, just why us, our lifetime clearances, approval rate, research, so testimonials. You guys can go to the site and see. Contact us, yada, yada, articles and blogs we do. We do everything. And of course, that's yours truly, that handsome gentleman there that all the ladies just love. And this is the location of our Surrey location. This is our Surrey location. And I'm thinking, I'm going to elaborate on locations a bit more. Now, where is it at? This right here, because we got this one dipper, so to speak. He's a mellow fellow. He has a bad habit of coming to our site, and he keeps saying that this is a mailbox. Well, guys, if you take a look here, it says Corporate Mailing Center. Corporate Mailing Center. So the mellow fellow, which he's one of my hoes anyway, one of my garden tools, unpaid ones. I have many around. But anyway, he's a bad habit of trying to point this out, saying there's no office locations. Corporate Mailing Center. This is a box. I'm the first one to say, yeah, this is a box, but guess what? We don't give out the locations until you basically passed our screening process. And reason why, I don't know if you can see it here. This is kind of in the way. It says, please note that due to the nature of the work and some people that we deal with, all personnel may be subject to security screening prior to arrival at any of our locations. This I take very seriously. Also note that firearms, other weapons are not allowed at our locations except by law enforcement. This right here is important. We had to put this on here because let's just say that Surrey, BC is Southside Chicago / Compton, California of Canada. And I'll leave it at that. And this is just all location. There's London. The Yorkshire one right now is dormant. So I got to kind of work on that one. Mr. Ben Archer handles that area, and London for that matter. And have someone here, the Towlin office. And I use just little links. So let me go down. The articles, yada, yada. And think that this is not a sales pitch. I just want you guys to see what the homepage looks like. So you guys come to our homepage, you know exactly what we do and who we are. We set the standards in the industry for complex border crossing cases. So, I mean, yeah, we can do simple ones as well, but complex ones is what we love to specialize in. But the last thing I want to show you guys was this one. This is probably going to be our #1 best service, fixing your prior U.S. entry waiver denial. Because like I said, some people have a habit of going to Batman's Pardons Experts waivers and all the yada yada. These guys don't have a pot to piss in, a window to throw it out. They'll try to suck every $5 or $10 from you, like I said, like a $5 hoe / garden tool. And then you guys get denied, and then you come to us. We can turn it around, but then it's going to cost a lot more than just what you paid. So you guys think about whom you hire. And the thing is with us, we've been in this business 20+ years. The guys worked for the system. I worked for the system previously. So I may even just do this. So you guys, if you want to go to our site here, it's who we are. That's me. And you guys can read up on me. So this is my staff members, Mr. Tran and Rick, Mike, Jazz Winder, Ben Archer. And we got a bunch of other members, like I said, in the background. So not everyone is placed on here. And let me just shut this off because there's no need for this. So guys, the point I'm getting at is, because we taught seminars of this stuff, we've got all the material to get these cases cleared, complex ones as well. And we're actually going to start shying away from the simple cases like Willie, the warehouse worker in Winterpeg, who's paying vagina money for his 3 or 4 kids. We're going no. It's one of my friends. Oh. You send what? All right, give me 5 minutes. Anyway, sorry guys, this happens all the time. So what was I saying? Yeah, so I was saying that we're going to start shying away from the simple cases. Probably, I would say by possibly January, because for us, that's not profitable. For Willie, the warehouse worker from Winterpeg, who his offense was he stole a car at 19, now he's 40. I mean, it's not profitable to do his case. We can do it, but it's equivalent to, oh, it just won't leave me alone. Yeah, just ignore this. Okay. So it's equivalent to if you ask a neurosurgeon, you go to a neurosurgeon and you ask him basically, hey, I've got a chest cold. Can you prescribe some medication? Of course he could, but it's like, oh, well, I do literally brain surgery and you're asking me about a common cold. But sure, I can do it. Oh, it's the same with us. So yeah, Willie, I almost said Willie the Wino. Willie from Winterpeg, who's paying vagina money. Yeah, we can take care of his case, but people like Willie have a bad habit of trying to micromanage, and we just don't have time for it. So we want the big juicy fish, the fish bigger than the planet Jupiter. And those are the ones we really, really, really like. We had one guy, he, how can I say it? He had a charge or conviction for everything in the Criminal Code of Canada, literally. And I said, hey, through his translator, because he didn't speak English, he speaks Vietnamese. He's actually from, I don't know if you guys know where Hai Phong is, but he's from Hai Phong, Vietnam, Hai Phong Harbor. And he's accused of running an opium ring. But because the gentleman was innocent, he did not do any such things. that charge did not stick. But beyond that, he had a charge of virtually everything in the criminal code of Canada. Now, I won't tell you guys how much he paid, but I will say it's between 10 and 20K. And we got him cleared, but it took major work. And he was fine with it, you know. We actually even went to Vietnam, but that's another story. I'll tell you guys about another day. That was very interesting, but what happened, we were there. So, but anyway, so getting back to this. So bottom line, I went off a bit of a tangent, but bottom line here, cases like this, they have to be prepared a certain kind of way. Certain things have to be done and accounted for. And if you don't have the tools, knowledge, training, or yada, yada, the client's going to get screwed. And, you know, that's kind of why we do these videos. We don't want you guys to get screwed. The people online who we're part of a, you know, group, we're not looking for business from that group. We put out a lot of free videos regarding that topic. A lot of the Batman's Pardons and cheap companies, they fight like the devil to keep us from posting this stuff because they need to suck as many dollars as they can from you. Whereas I don't care if I get paid or not from these videos. I just want you guys to get cleared. And if you guys know me well, you know I don't give a flying flamingo whether the people online pay us or not. I don't want you guys getting screwed. So we're not desperate. The Batman's Pardons Waivers Expert net nonsense is. Oh, it's got the fan going. It's blazing hot here. I'll show you guys some of the books we use. I think we use about 20 books actually in the research, yada, yada. So here's the first one. I don't know if you can see that. It's a big, thick sucker too. Do that one about criminal law. So discount waiver companies, I know they're going to get these books and try to copy us, but they're not going to know how to apply these principles. So I don't mind showing these. We use this one. I've seen you guys even see it. And I guess I don't have to hold the microphone. And this one is invaluable. Good old Black's Law Dictionary. And this one helps us as well. Legal research methods. So what I also wanted to tell you guys was, as you're well aware, we work with two high-end Los Angeles law firms, and just one of them just recently just renegotiated the agreement, and they're giving us more money than we were making before. And before it was nice. Now it's just unreal. They really want me to come work in their office. I'm resisting it because I don't like big cities. But the point is, the same tools these firms use, we use the same exact thing. We get the same methods, knowledge, yada, yada. And we're not allowed to quote them per the NDA. We're not allowed to use their materials for promotional purposes. But I'm allowed to say it's firms, but I'm not allowed to say the name, location, or give any kind of indication who they are, because what they do is they contract a lot of work out to us, and then they bill the client, and then basically they don't have to do as much work to get to sit back and put their feet up. But they gave us a pretty penny, and they kept us going through the pandemic anyway. So a lot of I almost said what kind of work we do. Well, not we, what kind of work they do, and that would indicate who they are. Let's just say they do a lot of U.S. immigration related work that's nothing to do with waivers. I will just say that. I will say it's very complex, and they have to go to court often. I will say that. That way there's no indication who they are, because I don't want to run afoul to what, you know, the partners have said to me. So it's okay. And they don't mind the videos. They find them amusing. One thing, they don't like me bickering with this one mellow fellow online, though. They feel it's that I'm much better than that. But it is what it is. It's just one mellow fellow. He's basically he's one of my garden tools, so to speak, one of my unpaid garden tools, one of my hosts. And he's helped build it up over the years by putting negative info out. We've used that info to show people just how jealous competitors can be. So, but I suppose I'll stop the bickering or cut it back, because the money they're paying me slash my firm, I'm not going to risk losing just over some dipper. But, all right, guys. So don't know what else to really say. So for the gentleman that has the issue at the border, where they found certain things in his car, I'm going to post this for him to watch. And if we can assist him, that's great. We'll sort him out quite proper. But this is for him. He has to really be careful how his info is presented and where it's going next. Because if he's not, he's going to get screwed. In his case, he cannot afford to be screwed because of his situation. And that's all I will say. So, all right, guys, I'm done here. I'm going to sign off. Oh, I guess, yeah, I know it's more than 5 minutes. What? Oh, man. Anyway, all right, guys, so it's Ken Scott, Senior U.S. Immigration Law Intelligence Analyst with www.usentrywaiverservices.com, and that's 888-908-3841 or 604-332-9213. And again, it's Ken Scott from the Denied Entry to USA show. And in the words of my Vulcan colleague, live long and prosper. How do I shut off?